So that's really interesting. I think it kind of goes into this kind of wider subject around why people are asking the question. So, are they trying to benchmark their own open rates and things like this on email? Like I know it's been talked about. A lot of clients kind of come through with questions around what email open rates might be. But I think it's just so important to remember them in context. What are the kind of things that you see asked and the considerations that you would recommend?
Yeah, no. So when it comes to emails and the promotions that we use to actually generate those leads, because we do use emails within our campaigns, we are asked about those, metrics in terms of open rates and click-through rates. But it actually comes down to what is the measure of success for your campaign. So as I mentioned earlier, the targeting is so different for each campaign. Why would an average open rate really be that relevant when the targeting is so different and that email has gone to a completely different audience than someone else's campaign has as well? So how can you really, like you say, benchmark against it? And our guarantee to our clients is to deliver on the guaranteed volume of leads that we have quoted. So that measure of success is delivering those engaged leads with that consent for follow-on communication. That is the end goal with this campaign. And also with click-through rates, not to sound a bit like a broken record, but it's the same sort of idea as well. It's like because every campaign is completely different, the click-through rates are going to be completely different. So what is the value in knowing that information? The value is in generating those leads, which is what you're paying for with that CPL as well. You're not paying for open rates and click-through rates. You're paying for the leads that come back to you and come back to you at a point where they have engaged with your content, they have that brand familiarity, they're ready to go into a nurture program and have follow-on communication from you. And that is the value of running these campaigns. And also as well, in a world where there's so many different kind of like spam filters and junk folders and all these sorts of things as well, that's also going to have a huge impact when you're benchmarking against other providers. So with us, what we like to do is we keep our email templates uniform. They have a lovely call to action on them. There's no advertising. There's no sort of like large glary images that are going to get stuck in spam filters. And also as well, our audience knows and recognizes our brand. So when that email lands in their inbox and it says it comes from one of our 7 brands, so we'll say IT Corporate as an example, they know why, because they've subscribed to that database. They subscribe and they know us. They trust the resource that's going to be in that email. And so we're going to get that open rates, and well, we're going to get that open and we're going to see them engaging with that email and clicking through to that content. So fundamentally, to go back to the question, it's the data that's relevant, it's the leads that come back, and that is what you're paying for, and that is the measure of success of a campaign.
Absolutely. There's so much to consider there. And you've put it really succinctly. You can't judge yourself based on what your supplier is doing for you. You're working with Headley Media and Headley Media's brands like IT Corporate because they are recognized. That's what you're utilizing there. So it's the value of that. And that our process as Headley Media is so highly optimized. The email rates that we get, the click-through rates, as you've just described, they're extremely highly optimized so that they do get the downloads and the leads that are then supplied back.
Yeah, of course. And it is something that we are asked all the time. And I think we live in we work in a society or in a world where you go onto websites or you receive proposals and they do have really big, flashy top line volumes on there and, audience numbers. And so it feels natural to only ask about these things. But actually, when it comes to your individual campaign and the criteria that you have for it, is that top line number actually even relevant for you? So once we've unpacked who your target job titles are, the industries, the company sizes, the geolocations, we've also going to look at any intent keywords on there. So all those things are completely different for every single campaign. And then we also take into consideration things like how long you want your campaign to run for, and what level of engagement you want those leads to have had. So is it a single touch download? Is it a two asset download? Are you including any qualifying questions in there as well? So what we do here at Headley Media is we actually take all that wonderful data that you've given us about your target audience, and then we will give you back, leaning on our 16 plus years of experience in lead generation, we will provide you with a max volume of guaranteed leads that we can deliver with your campaign. And that is the data that is relevant. So, understanding, how many leads that you can get that completely matches your criteria is a lot more useful than actually knowing what that top line audience number is. So that's how we do it. We will only generate leads from your specific target audience.
Absolutely. Just feels so much more succinct and so much more relevant. I mean, anyone could say any number that could be the total audience figure. It's about what's relevant and, the benefit of the subscribed readership, people that are engaged in that audience,
Yeah,
ready to receive information from the brand.
definitely.